Hello Wildflowers, and welcome back to the Rambling Rose. In this episode, we'll be pottering around my cottage garden, harvesting some peculiar purple veggies and sowing a whole bunch of flower seeds in the hopes of creating a magical secret garden this summer. As always, we'll be taking inspiration from the garden, up the stairs to my little art loft, and painting a few more pages for my new book, Wild Faerie Magick. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this little journey into the secret garden. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I stumbled upon the quote, "The secret garden bloomed and bloomed, and every morning revealed new miracles." It is from the beloved book, and I recall that this story is about healing. A garden left abandoned and forgotten for a decade is brought back to life with love and care. With the help of a robin, Mary discovers the key and slowly begins to interact with the seasons, the dirt and the flowers. And both she and the garden are beautifully transformed. I loved this quote because gardening has healed me too, and I feel like we are healing each other. Every morning when I walk to the back of my garden to let my chickens out to roam and forage, I always stop to marvel at something new and beautiful that seems to have appeared overnight. Every day, a new surprise. It does feel like a secret place, away from the world, where I can let my imagination wander. I have big dreams for my secret garden this season and want to try my luck at growing flowers from seed to fill out any little gaps in the garden beds. I have names for each and every one. There's the moon garden, the fairy garden that I planted for my birthday last year, and a new rose goddess garden centered around this stunning bird bath. This one we will be planting out together in a future episode. It's all a bit wild and weedy out here, and my excuse is the incredible amount of rain we've had these past few months. La Nina is in its third consecutive year here in Australia, and I must say the weather has really challenged my co-creative gardening skills. I guess this weather is just another life lesson taught to me by nature. You can only do your best, and that's always good enough. Co-creative gardening is where you work with all the forces of nature and the plant spirits, working together rather than imposing your will. It's not neat and tidy, it's rambling and shifting, like a conversation, thanking the plants for all that they provide and asking them what they need in return. I always talk to my plants, giving them tender words of encouragement and explaining what is going on and where and why I've planted them. I also play them classical music, especially when transplanting, to help them settle into their new home. I often place crystals in their pots, and when I've planted something new, I sit with it for a moment and, with one hand on my heart and one over the plant, close my eyes and visualize sending them love and joy, picturing them growing beautiful and strong and leafy and blooming season after season. At the end of Gilba season, just after the equinox, is just about the right time to harvest the last of the winter greens and prepare the beds for next season's crop. In the last episode, I talked a little about colour magic and how simply reading the colour of a plant is a simple way to reveal its healing or magical properties. Purple is associated with the crown chakra, the portal to other dimensions and higher states of consciousness. When you see this colour in a fruit or vegetable, you know it's high in anthocyanins, which are known to improve vision and have neuroprotective effects. I love it when modern science figures out an ancient kind of magic that pagans have intuitively known for centuries. I'm so pleased that the purple kohlrabi, kale and cauliflower all did so well this year, even with so much neglect, and I'm going to use them to make fritters with kale pesto. All of these brassicas are going to seed now, and the bees are loving it. Some might say I've made a mistake in planting too many varieties together and letting them all flower at once, as this means they will likely cross-pollinate and create strange and not so productive hybrids. but I'm happy experimenting and practicing an intuitive gardening style. I feel like this is more magical and special, and this way I'm creating my own little unique ecosystem, complete with weeds and beneficial insects, and letting the plants surprise me. After all, it's a secret garden, and it's designed to reveal new miracles. In order to create a truly magical cottage garden, one that attracts beautiful birds, butterflies and bees, and of course fairies, one needs to grow more than just herbs and vegetables. Flowers are of course essential to the secret garden of my dreams, and this year I've collected some really exciting varieties of flower seeds. I think I have seeds for over 30 different flowers here, but today I'm going to choose a selection of zinnias, cosmos, asters, pincushions and sunflowers, and maybe a few extras. Now, being an artist, I have a loose colour palette in mind for each of my garden zones. It feels like painting a Monet, dabbing pastels and jewel tones across my garden canvas, hopefully creating a dreamlike harmony and an enchanted place that I will want to spend my summer days in, reading books and drinking tea, chatting to the fairies and chasing butterflies. The moon garden has a palette of white, blue, purple and silver, so I feel these black night pincushions will be a stunning addition, along with some heavenly blue status. The fairy garden is all about peach, pink and raspberry red, with vibrant salvias, dahlias, tulips and ranunculus. So I've chosen some pink cupcake cosmos, echinacea and strawflower to plant here. I'm also planting some teddy bear sunflowers for the veggie patch, where their bold yellow will be welcome, along with the marigolds, calendula and nasturtiums. I do try my best to avoid using plastic, but I will use these seed trays again and again, succession sowing all throughout the season. And they are designed to fit these nifty jiffy pots, which you can plant directly into the ground. I love this for my delicate flower babies, as there's no chance of root damage or transplant shock. There's something quite meditative about little repetitive tasks, don't you think? And of course, being outside in the fresh air and working with soil is so healing. I often feel that gardening is a metaphor for life, and I ponder the quote, "The seed never sees the flower." I find it so profound to think that in the passage of time, these tiny seeds will never know the magnificence that they will one day become. It makes me think of my younger self, and I wish she could see the woman we have become, all of the beautiful art we've made, and the home and garden I know she'd love. It never ceases to amaze me that something so complex and beautiful as a flower, and even a giant tree, can grow from such tiny beginnings. I don't know about you, but all that gardening and dreaming of flowers has filled my artist's heart with inspiration. So let's go up and start painting. My dream for this new book was that it would be full of joy, free from time pressures or structure, no deadline, and as little technology as possible. Everything made by hand, slow and old-fashioned. I wanted the process to be as rambling and free as my imagination, wandering from topic to topic and simply painting whatever chooses to come through each week. But I felt a little lost without some direction and decided to note down a loose plan. I already know the title will be Wild Faerie Magick, and it will be a collection of activities to provide scope for the imagination. As Anne Shirley would say, it will be a field guide to immersing yourself in nature and invoking the magic of the Fae for all ages to enjoy. I'm thinking it will be arranged in sections relating to the seasons, the equinoxes, and the wheel of the year. This spread will be for the spring equinox section of the book, and the activity is simple and exactly what we've done today. Sow a secret garden. Lately, I have been learning so many new things: gadgets, tripods, microphones, editing software and camera equipment, even calligraphy and a new set of paints. So much change and so much processing has left my brain feeling a little overwhelmed and longing to return to the simplicity of sitting down to paint, mess everywhere, unhindered by a tripod. I made many mistakes on this illustration at first, but in the end, I was really happy with the result. These cheerful yellow flowers are inspired by the jessamine vine that is creeping up my veranda posts and threatening to obscure my solar panels. And this is one of the Paris daisies that are growing beside my greenhouse. I guess you could say that I'm growing my own reference material in my garden, and I kind of love that. These are fashioned after the hellebores that are blooming in the fairy garden, and here are my beloved pansies. They always remind me of that scene from Alice in Wonderland where the pansies argue about what song to sing. They are such a magical flower, and they do look like sweet little faces, don't you think? Finally, I had to include the sweet violets that we used last episode to make a delicious lemonade for our picnic. These flowers are beloved by fairies and me, and the scent is pure heaven. A few last finishing touches to the lettering and our secret garden illustration is complete. Only 200 or so pages to go. Can you guess what we'll be painting next time? Head on over to Patreon for a hint and for exclusive access to the final layouts, as well as other goodies and behind the scenes. I so hope you enjoyed this little film I made for you. Yes, you. Boop! And if you did, and you want to see more, please like and subscribe to show your support. And leave me a comment if you feel called, because I dearly love hearing from my kindred spirits. Your ideas and interesting questions are such a delight. They encourage me so much, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Blessed be, sweet souls, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon, somewhere in the secret garden.